Mike, in the Portland area, it's been snowing flurries for about the last 36 hours or so. I liken it to being in a snow globe where they shake it up and not much ever settles. We didn't get a lot of snow, but it's been really steady.
And that's kind of where we've been the last couple of days, Pat, and I think that's where we'll be tomorrow too. Just constant snow, but not really sticking around.
Yeah, and that's okay. But as you point out, there's enough on the ground that you're going to want to move before it freezes up.
Yeah, take the time today. Even later on this afternoon, you'll still be okay. Shovel it all out because things are only going to get colder. And tonight, with low temperatures forecast to be in the single digits and teens, that means it'll be an icy mess by tomorrow morning. Let's take a look at some of our snow stats for the month. We've been able to pick up a little bit of snow in Portland, Bangor, and Caribou. Still below average compared to a normal January, but of course that can be skewed sometimes with just one big storm. But overall, not really the most impressive month for snow, but things have definitely been fairly snowy the last few days. And since current temperatures are still near that freezing point, especially once you start to get through the mid-coast and down east, looking at 32 in Rockland right now, 33 in Bar Harbor, 33 in Calais, this says to me that the snow is falling and melting a bit before it actually starts to accumulate and stick. Also, it's not super heavy. We do have some heavier or moderate showers, I should say, being mixed in, especially near the coastal plain now in York County. Keeping an eye on that, as well as a couple of heavier showers now along Route 6 in Penobscot County, all the way to Topsfield in Washington County. So those are the spots that I'm watching. We'll keep the snow showers around for the remainder of the afternoon. Things taper off a bit this evening with some lighter snow or some flurries overnight. And then tomorrow we actually wrap some energy back around. And this model keeps some of the snow offshore, but I think it'll make it onshore, looking at the potential for about 2 to 4 inches from the Penobscot Bay and down east, otherwise like a widespread 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 type of event. Colder air is on the way for Friday, and this is not the only cold that we'll be talking about. It settles in through the weekend. This weekend will be bitter. This will likely be the coldest that a lot of us have seen so far this season, especially because it'll also be breezy. At the same time, we'll be watching this storm that'll be moving through the plains and eventually into the mid-Atlantic, bringing some snow to the mid-Atlantic for Sunday. And the storm track here is interesting. So we've got this trough here, a bit of a negative tilt, and this is what we look for storms to actually make a connection with us here. So the low starts to break apart over land and a new low forms off the coast. And this is what ultimately starts to track closer to us. And as it does, that could actually bring the potential for some snow as we get into the start of next week. I don't see a ton of wiggle room to get out of this one, but we could be talking about mixing at the coastline depending on the track. We'll get to that as we get closer. Seas about 2 to 4 feet tomorrow, today, north wind 10 to 15 knots. It's going to be very cold tomorrow, windy and cold on Saturday. Sunday, a little bit better. And then we're looking at the potential again for widespread accumulating snow as we get into the start of the week. Right now, it looks to be late Monday into Tuesday. And Pat, some of that actually could linger onto Wednesday too. But unlike what we've been dealing with, this snow actually looks like it could stick around.
And next week is the first week of February, so it may make up for all the failures of January.
Yeah, and we'll see what the month brings. Some of the long range still suggesting a cold February. So,
all right, thanks, Mike.